All right, hi. Please excuse my hair. I'm going to an event later, so I had to put my hair in rollers. But I decided to record this and do my final presentation on our Marketing 345 final and to kind of go over my whole social media strategy and marketing strategy throughout the semester. So to start, kind of how I wanted to go about the whole project was I kind of wanted to make sure that by the end of the 6 weeks that I had achieved a certain amount, I guess, of a strong engagement, and I wanted my analytics to kind of have some sort of impact, even though it was such a short time frame. And I also kind of wanted to base a lot of my content on storytelling and also sort of an urgency-based idea. So the same idea of like I want to show you a post that has a story behind it, but it also has an urgent call to action behind it so that people can obviously engage and work with it a little bit better. And secondly, as far as my execution, how I wanted to go about that with my strategy, I wanted to make sure that when I executed a post, I had a clear message behind it and it had a consistency behind it. I didn't want to, make a post, make it not make sense, and then just throw it out to a platform one day. I wanted to use these specific visuals and these, like I said, call to action to really just make people want to engage with my fundraiser and actually click the link and not just see the post and walk away from it. And overall, I feel like my strategy did kind of work because I did sort of gradually gain that steady engagement and also was really just satisfied with my analytics throughout the short campaign timeline that we were given. And these are just some examples of posts that I use. I have others, but as you can see, I wanted to stick to the same kind of color scheme, that same idea of coordination, consistency. I kept to this kind of red and blue color palette, but also wanted it to be kind of simplistic. I didn't want to make graphics that were too confusing. I kind of just wanted to get to the point, get the point across. And then as you can see through these captions, I didn't keep them very lengthy, kind of kept them straight to the point, what we wanted and what the link was for. Same idea for my posts on X and Instagram. Same color schemes, same maybe some stars, maybe some whites involved in pictures. Overall, kept everything very straight to the point, very not much in your face. What the heck am I looking at? Very much, okay, this is what I'm posting, this is what I want you to do, and XYZ. And again, get it on into YouTube. YouTube, again, same captions. Pinterest, same pictures. Obviously, Pinterest, I couldn't include the captions in the screenshot, but it was a shorter caption. Overall, kept to the same color scheme, didn't really try to differentiate it from every single platform because I kind of wanted it to be very uniform in that sense. Um, as far as strategies to go into each of these platforms directly, I use different wording for each of them, but to kind of mesh it all together, every single platform I use the same idea, use the same strategy. I wanted everything to have a story behind it, and I wanted it to have a direct call to action behind it. Obviously, when it came to captions for different platforms, I kind of had to keep some shorter, some longer, but overall, I just wanted to share content that kind of gave people an idea of my mission, what I wanted to do, what I wanted the content to do, and also, in a sense, wanted it to be visually appealing, right? I didn't want to make an ugly graphic, a boring graphic. I wanted people to actually engage with my posts and have some intrigue to it. And overall, some platforms such as LinkedIn and Facebook, they're kind of more of a professional platform, a professional tone. So I kind of tweaked it from whatever platform I was using in that exact instance. But overall, all of them, I just wanted to be able to spread awareness and drive as much traffic as I could to the link into my overall fundraiser and make sure it was working correctly. And to go in furthermore into the goals of what I wanted with my posted tone, kind of what I said, I wanted to raise the awareness. I wanted people to get call to action and I wanted that consistency throughout. The tone, I wanted everything to be positive. I wanted it to be encouraging. I wanted people to look at this and want to encourage these scouts to be able to attend summer camp. So a lot of the goals and the tones are very similar in that sense, where I really just wanted to motivate people to take action, look at what I'm posting, and run with it. And as far as analytics, I did not use Hootsuite. I didn't use an organizing software. I kind of just relied on each of the platforms built-in analytics to try to track my performance, see what did well, see what didn't do well. And that would be in terms of analytics I would see in the likes, shares, the comments. All of this stuff really just guided me to base it off of clear calls to actions. And the insights that I gave, I wanted to try to just adjust my strategy to posting more concise content. So if I see one thing would perform well, I want to create more content that was very similar to that. Or if one color scheme performed well, one caption performed well, I then base it off of that so I can pretty much learn as I went. And these were the three most effective posts, like I said. And I think honestly, what made me kind of see why these were so engaging, why they were viewed so much, is because they kind of were like right in your face. They had that direct call to action and all that stuff. So I kind of think that through that direct wording, through that color scheme, it helped my analytics. I also included obviously a picture of the link in that main one. So I think that definitely helped. Same thing with the final call. I feel like I was definitely giving people in their face, donate now, and that made my engagement thrive. And then to go into what media channels were actually the most effective, I got the most engagement through Facebook and LinkedIn. And I think that was basically because these were with a more professional audience and say Instagram and Twitter, maybe more casual audience. These two allowed me to have more detailed storyline and direct call to action behind the background of what exactly I was posting. And I also think whatever I was posting, the mission behind it was much more understood on these platforms and it said, say, it was on others. And overall, to kind of wrap all this up, what I learned was I know I've repeated it, but being very clear in my messaging and having these direct calls to people to get them to donate, those are essential to wanting, a really, really useful social media strategy. People are going to more likely to donate to whatever you're posting when they are told what to do. They're told what link to press, what they're looking at, and what it will go to. So I think that overall made me learn better how to go about that social media strategy. And overall, I think adjusting my content and based on my analytics also made me realize that's how you improve your results. If I would see one piece of content wouldn't perform well, I'd obviously tweak it for the next week and learn from that onward. And that also helps you reach a wider audience, helps you reach overall a lot new ways of people, and overall just made me learn a lot more than I did prior. And to go into my quota, I sadly did not get any fun donors. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Donors, which is kind of expected. Obviously this was something we only had in 6 weeks, but I did get a lot of engagement. I was very happy with my engagement, very happy with all that stuff. And yeah, so thank you. Had such a fun semester, had such a fun class, and hope you enjoyed.